And this is the last episode for this year. Really.
We'll
And
get you
today's
back.
guest is from Uncle Frank Production, returning guest, Llan Sheady.
Hey, good to see you guys.
And as you can see, he has a. I'm sorry, I had to point it out. He has a different hairdo because it's been a while since he's been here.
Of course,
So of course he's gonna
you'll
look
remember
different.
my last hairstyle from when I was on here.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I'm sorry, it just caught me off guard. I was like, huh. Explained it, and I get it. I understand. But for right now, how's your morning doing?
My morning has only been about 14 minutes. Set the alarm. It's 8 a.m. here in Germany. I figured if I wake up at 7:50, I could get downstairs, get dressed, get a quick wash, and jump straight in here. So I'm still off that very early morning buzz, but I'm up for a chat about horror. That's what matters.
Well, thank you. It means a lot for you wake up this early in the morning for you. Um, Usually, you know what? For you, this is the latest I go. Yeah, this is the latest I go. Right now, it's 11 p.m. for me. So
Well, very appreciated.
yeah, it means a hell of a lot more that you're actually here.
Cheers, bud.
Oh man. Um. Oh yeah. Since the last time we talked, I mean, a lot of movies came out since then, and it took a while for me to actually see Terrifier 3. I finally got to see it.
Hey, what do you think?
I thought it was batshit insane.
Okay.
I thought it was crazy. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's. I think Damien has a knack of taking your expectations and giving you something you didn't exactly ask for, but is you're very happy with. Like every time someone kind of feels like they know what to expect in the next Terrifier film, he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I didn't give you that. I gave you this instead," and it's always something appreciated. It's wild. It's wild.
I know it's just, oh god, it's just that shit was wild. Just the, you know what? Any bloodies who haven't seen it yet, just letting you know, spoiler, and too bad, your fault. Just like it was my fault for not seeing him so long. Uh, Seeing the fact that he sat in a room for so fucking long and didn't move, and her too, was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. I think
But
that 5 years. I think narratively.
yeah, just sitting there collecting webs, and then her masturbating with shattered glass. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring that up, dude. That was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. That was the uncomfortable cherry on the top of that scene because yeah, Art's like scalping somebody alive, and it looks really really violent as Damien has proven that he's comfortable with doing, and like but we've seen it before. We've seen like someone being brutally murdered before, but then whilst it's happening, Victoria walks into the room. This ghoulish zombie looking woman, and then just starts going on it on a shard of glass, and it's like,
Just
wait, what?
viciously. Me, me and my wife were watching that, and because she spotted it first, and she was like, "Oh, Terrifier 3, it's on here." We're like, oh, fuck yeah, put it on. So we started watching it. When it got to that point, we were just like, "What the fuck?"
that's how
She's just
every
standing there,
that's how every Christmas movie should start.
The Christmas Vacation films. The film would be completely different if it started out that way.
Oh sure.
Oh
Cra-
god.
crazy enough, because I do all the Blu-ray covers, the Terrifier Blu-ray covers in Germany. So, and every time I've done one of the films, the client asks me to basically do like every death scene, because like there's so many collector's edition and so many multiple covers that
Yeah.
in here in Germany, kind of Blu-ray covers are kind of like comics in America, where you have like a variant, a variant, a variant, and each one is more rare than the other, right? And so when they asked me to do the covers for Terrifier 3, they were like, just make them as brutal as you can. And I was watching the film and I was like, okay. And I saw the Chris Jericho death, which again, I thought was badass. Um, but then when we got to the scene, like, and we were only like 20 minutes in, so I've already like got my cover in my mind. But then the attic scene happened, and I was like, oh my god, are they going to want that as well? And then just, the film just keeps going, and there's more and more. And yeah, I think I've done 4 covers for Terrifier 3. I don't know, I just brought one of them out, so I've done the. It's a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but like this one went crazy in the sales with the rat in the throat kind of like scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's just like so many iconic deaths in that movie. The only one I couldn't draw because I just could not find a way to represent it without, I don't know, going to prison, was probably the shower scene. You just can't you can't draw that. That's just undrawable. It's really funny, but like really brutal. Uh, a little bit too much flesh for some of the covers, I think. Although Germany wouldn't mind, to be honest. They'll be like, no, draw it. It's me personally. It's like, I think it's crossing some lines on that one.
Yeah.
Long
This
story
the
short,
scene
watch Terrifier 3.
Yes, definitely. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. That's only one fucking scene from it. And it just what honestly, when I seen Chris Jericho, I laughed my ass off. Like, holy shit, they got Chris Jericho.
I think the cool thing is because I was a massive Chris Jericho fan for a while when I used to keep up with wrestling, and I even got some Fozzy albums. And when I did the cover, I was like chuffed to bits because it's like, yeah, I just thought it'd be a really kind of like fun little bookend to kind of like my appreciation of Chris Jericho. And he messaged
Yeah.
me when he saw it, and he's saying, "How do I get a copy of this thing?" And it was just so wild, like having a chat with Chris Jericho on Instagram about the Blu-ray cover. It was just really weird. It's this is a mad career.
Jesus shit. That's still you know what? For all of your pieces, all the covers you've done, that that scene, since obviously since if you watch the movie, you know what the fuck is what she's doing with that glass and why it's like that. It was I can't say it was tame because damn, so many fucking head getting ripped open. But compared to all the other stuff, holy shit. I've seen a lot more bloodier stuff from you.
Um, I I do tight. Okay, so I've had some weird situations with my Blu-ray cover art because um, I think after I did the Terrifier 2 cover, where the girl is getting her hair torn off, um, it was probably my most popular Blu-ray cover design. It went super crazy over in Germany. Like loads and loads of people were like snapping them up, and it kind of started getting me a lot of attention that I wasn't expecting. um, because Germany has this massive like underground snuff faux snuff film kind of like hyper gory, hyper violent uh yeah, film industry, because they haven't got like a normal film industry. Their film industry is pretty much gone. So so most people have gone underground and started making these crazy brutal horror films on like no budget, and they just get like a friend down the road who doesn't mind getting their clothes off and being tortured. I don't know if this is going to be monetized anymore. Sorry, this is Germany for you. Um, so they've started approaching me to like start doing covers because they saw the Terrifier cover and they saw how brutal I would go, and I was like, wait, what? And they would send me videos to watch, and some of them, some of them were traumatizing. It's like, oh my god, this is absolutely horrendous. I didn't mind doing cover to a lot of them, but like I had to draw a line in the sand somewhere.
Yeah.
So I started putting categorizing by horror film covers based on which target audience they're going for. So we have like normal horror film covers like that I do for like Arrow films, 88 films, and stuff like that, which like need to go on the shelves in like supermarkets. So like it can't be too bloody, it can't be too gory, there can't be too much nudity in it. All well and good. Then there's the kind of like the Terrifier 3 covers that, yes, there's a lot of violence and there's a lot of gore, but like I like making it cartoonish violence, cartoonish gore. So like you could watch it and it's daring you to watch it. But then there's these ones where if you see it, it's like if you don't like this cover, don't buy it. It's almost like a warning. So I categorize my violence in those three stages. Um, and those are the kind of, yeah, like these are films for like Black Lava, Uncut TV, and stuff like that. I've started doing artwork for some very famous, controversial snuff films, faux snuff films, obviously. But yeah, trying to come up with a level of violence that's uncomfortable for those ones, uh, compared to the cartoonishness of Terrifier. There's definitely a line in the sand.
Uh, what was said about the pillowcase? Has anybody said anything about the pillowcase? I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie, when I saw that, I was laughing my ass off, and I told my wife, "I fucking need this." She
it,
was laughing her ass off, she's like, "That's if we had the money for that's fucking crazy."
I've got a couple of them here. They're not in the pillows. They're just wrapped up so that one day my kids
Yeah,
can be super proud of me. So just to clarify, this is for the American guinea pig. Uh, I think it's a Blu-ray media book release by Uncut TV. Um, it went down well. I know it sold well, and I think people saw it for the humor and joke that it was. Because I pitched that idea to Uncut when they asked me to do the Blu-ray cover. Um, because I think I met them at a comic convention, and obviously in comic conventions you see a lot of people walking around with these giant pillows of girls on them, anime girls on them, and
yeah,
a part of me was like, what would be messed up? If like because the first American guinea pig movie is just an hour of two girls being like chopped up effectively in an art like with some kind of artistic intent,
yeah,
in a kind of like a found footage style kind of format. And they're just lying on this bed. They've been drugged, so they're not moving or anything like that. And they're not even reacting. I think it's based on the Japanese American guinea pig film. Um, and I was just thinking, it'd be really funny if we just did body bags, the body pillows of the girls. And Uncle TV was like, "Well, can you do that?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, but should I? But we did it, and I wanted more of a reaction. I don't know what I wanted with that. I think I wanted more kind of like people to say, "Wait, this can't be happening. You can't in this day and age release a body pillow, a life-size body pillow, of a dead girl." And the creepy thing is, I don't know if you saw both sides, but you got one side where her head is detached, but like there's like about I don't know 3 inches between her head and her neck, but on the other side, like she doesn't have a head at all, and it's
yeah.
just and it's just blood splatter all over it. And I put it on the pillow just for a couple of days just to creep my wife out. It's actually taller than my wife. Um, but I've not seen anyone mention it online. I've not seen any complaints. It was weirdly quiet. It was like, oh, all right. Even the collectors, I think, who bought them, because quite a lot of them got sold. Even they are just happy to just own it and not shout about it online. So yeah, like I'm pleased so many got sold. I'm pleased that because this is uncut TV. It's just two guys who are like taking these crazy underground movies and giving them some great packaging and special features and stuff. And these are films that most people wouldn't touch. So I'm glad that I helped them with this film and their first piece of official merchandise, you know. But yeah, I think I wanted a bit more of a splash online. I think too many of the fans were happy to just own it.
You know what? If I get my hands on one, I'm gonna show that as much as I possibly can. Cause
If
me personally, I don't give a fuck because it looked pretty sick. Just I appreciate the detail, everything that was put into it. Obviously, with all of the work you've done, all the different covers and everything, it's just a trip to see all the little pieces. I don't know. I guess a lot of people are like that, and I'm one of them. Where you just see the little details into everything, and just obviously they're gory movies, and just to see the amount of detail in the gore, it's fucking sick. And if I get one of those, I'm gonna show it a lot. And you know what? The pillowcases are surprisingly comfortable during during the summer because
yeah,
like they stay cool mostly. Because me and Gooly Julie, like you said, like oh they have like the girls on the pillowcases and all that. We actually have a couple. We got a couple of those, and they were on sale. So we're like, fuck it, why not? Just have some titties on pillows,
okay.
but
Who have you got on
they're
your
comfortable,
pillows though?
huh?
You can't just tell me you've got two anime pillows. Who have you got on your pillows?
Let's see. I got what the fuck is it? 2B from Near Automata.
Okay.
So I got her. The one, the one that I got, she's just butt ass naked on the front. It just shows her in the front. Then the one in the back, she's laying on her back, well, laying on her stomach and everything. So you just see everything. And this, the one my wife has is we found this one. Ah, I forgot where the fuck we found it. I think we found it like in one of those bin stores over here. Just like returns from Amazon, or if it was sent to the wrong address, it just gets sent back to Amazon. They just sell it as a wholesale in a crate. And before anybody has any ideas, we did check it to see if there was stains. Um,
Oh
it
man.
was fresh. It was brand new. It's Luna from Hell of a Boss.
How did you, how
Yeah.
did you manage to make owning a body pillow even creepier than it is?
Oh,
um,
when we saw that, we were laughing our. We were the only people there that seen it, and we were laughing our asses off. You're like, dude, this is fucking hilarious. It's not like we've seen it. We've seen these. They're like, oh fuck yeah, yeah, oh yeah, like it's getting our rocks off. We've seen it. We're just laughing our ass off. Like, dude, if somebody comes over, they're gonna see this. I'm gonna fucking laugh. Anybody that comes over and sees them, they just look at it. They look at us. They're like, really? Like, yep. Hey, they're comfy. Fuck you. So if I get my hands on that pillowcase, I'm definitely sharing. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I had, like I said, I had it on my sofa just as a joke for a couple of days, and it started feeling a bit weird. I'll be honest. Like, the joke started fading. Yeah, like glancing over and seeing like the like the lifeless, the life face of a life size woman on a body pillow is like, all right, this is the joke's gone on too much, too far. But like I said, I've got it like still packaged up, and um, I'm happy that it's like there in my collection. And then one day,
Yeah.
who knows what it's going to be like in 20 years' time when it comes to all these anime body pillows. But like one day someone's going to bring it up to me, and I'm like, I've got a body pillow. And they're like,
I'm
dude,
gonna
you
tell you,
got
like, you know what? I
right?
got one of those pillows too, and it's seen some mileage now.
Oh man, it's too early for me. This.
You know what you signed up for, good sir, and I am very appreciative.
Let's bring it back to movie horror instead of instead of this kind of horror.
Oh, damn. All right. Let's get to the topics at hand. But obviously I will post it actually if I ever get my hands on one of those because it is sick. The work is actually really good. Everything you put into it, all the pieces you've done, really detailed, really fucking awesome. And
Like,
if any bloodies watching this don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go look at his work. Go look at all the covers. Look at the Terrifier films he's done the covers for. Go look at all of them because it's. I mean, shit, they're worth it. Huh.
thank
Now,
you.
other than me gushing over his artwork, uh, one topic I had in mind: what is your idea of a perfect horror movie? Since you have all this, have all this background dealing with horror films, I wonder what would be your perfect horror film.
Um, so I was I was thinking about this when you brought it up as a topic, and I got to say I have a different gauge when it comes to like films in the past and films that are coming out now. Because I love when I'm doing my work, when I'm illustrating my Blu-ray covers. I've always got a movie on while I'm doing it. I kind of once I've got an idea of what I'm drawing, I don't really need my mind, really. I just need my hands to kind of like do the motions. That's probably gonna get clipped. Um, but yeah, so I sit there illustrating these covers on my iPad
Yeah,
whilst putting on the TV, like normally like a classic '80s horror film. Um, Demons is probably one of my favorite movies of all time, horror movies of all time. I love the classic Italian zombie films and stuff like that. But like they are terrible in if you if you kind of hold them to the same standard that you would horror films today. You know,
yeah,
um, I feel like there's horror film like what was it? Um, like films like Megan and stuff like that. It's like as successful as the first film was, it does it does it work for me the way that Zombie Flesh Eaters does? Like absolutely not. But um I'm trying to think kind of like what would if a new film today came out, what would make it a good film for me? And for me, besides the fact that it first of all needs to have that good idea, right? It's like it can't just exist because somebody wants to make a horror film. It's like there has to be an idea behind it. And I think the big deciding factor is being committed to the bit, right? Like there's so many times that someone tries to do a horror film and then maybe whilst they're making the horror film they feel either ashamed or insecure about what they're doing and they kind of like push back from it
yeah,
um and almost kind of like apologize for the fact that they're trying to do a horror film and I think it's obvious that that's the case. And I mean, a good example for a film that just has absolutely vanished is the New Mutants. That when the X Men was supposed to go full horror, and when all the mutant kids, do you know this? Do you know this film?
uh, I don't think so. There was a show,
Exactly.
wasn't
You
it?
don't know this film. This because it's so bad. It's like it was a film. It got delayed like 3 years, mainly because Disney was buying the Marvel properties and Fox and whatnot.
Oh,
But
it
they
was around
wanted,
that time.
yeah, yeah, they wanted to do a full-on horror in an orphanage kind of movie with creepy ass monsters and stuff. But it was with like the younger X Men kind of characters.
Yeah,
And I remember when the first trailer came out, they had one of the actors from Stranger Things in there, and it looked like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's like the trailer was caught, and it just looked monstrous. And obviously, sky's the limit with some of these characters and their powers and stuff, and the things that they're actually scared of. But in the end, they started pushing further and further and further away from the horror elements. and you can see that Disney just generally didn't want to have any horror under their belt. And yeah, because of that, it just became a not enjoyable film. It became absolutely terrible. Because yeah, they weren't willing to go the full hog. They weren't dedicated to the bit. And if there's like an idea that you're going for in a movie, if it's going to be kind of like a super, if you want your film to be super gory, you have to go full super gory. And I think that's why the Terrifier films do so well, right? It's like
Yeah.
Damien Leone has put his name name forward and says, "Oh, I'll make your films violent. I'll make your films the films gory for you." And it's like, all right, go on then. And when he does not hold back. And I think that's why the Terrifier films are so successful. Um, there is also the lore behind there. There is thought behind it. It's not just gore for the sake of gore. But he is completely full in 100% into trying to make these films what they are. So yeah, my thoughts on making a good horror film is just doing doing what you promise, um, and yeah, viewers then won't be disappointed.
So to actually whatever film would actually go all out with what they promised, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just what the fuck, the New Mutants. God, that's ringing a bell. I think they made a show, didn't they? Didn't
it was.
ah, fuck.
It was so it stars. Oh, what's her name? Anya Taylor Joy, and this was fresh off of Queen's Gambit, right? So she was like, I mean, now if they put her in the Marvel universe, she'd be, well, mind you, she'd still be Magic, the character Magic, who's hugely popular at the moment in the comics. Um, but
Yeah, I
like,
think they made that into a show.
um,
It
oh, like,
didn't I think, damn, that sounds so fucking familiar. You know what? Let me see, real fast. I'm gonna look because I
while
feel
you're
like
looking, while you're doing your research, I'll say, like, I do believe, because it's also got an actor from Stranger Things in it. So they got these guys like whilst they were cheap, because they were kind of they were becoming household names, but not big enough so that they could reject uh, a Fox um, horror movie.
oh, it was a film.
Yeah, I don't recall it was planned to be a series. I know that James McAvoy was as Charles Xavier was supposed to make an appearance in the movie as well, just to help tie it in to the Fox X-Men universe. Um,
That's that was a
and they had like so many plans for it, but they kept on changing it, and they kept on, like I said, they were just pushing away from the original purpose, um, like constantly every step of the way they were second guessing themselves. And obviously there's higher up studio executives who are like, "Oh, wait, horror, horror doesn't sell tickets," which is the exact opposite of what horror does.
oh,
Like, horror absolutely sells tickets. um
yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, their cast was, Maisie Williams, Anya Taylor-Joy, like you said. Yeah, she was, Magic. She was that, fuck, I forgot her power. She sends this fucking sword or some shit. She has, like, demons and shit. I think she could turn into a demon. I know what you're talking about. I thought it was a show. I never watched the movie. I've seen clips, like, little clips, and I thought it was a fucking show. I
exactly.
see
You
what
know
you
what I mean?
mean. I absolutely see what you mean. It came out in 2020.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where it could have done great if it was just if they had just gone with their original premise. This would have been the X Men horror movie, and since then, it's been promised so many times. Like Doctor Strange, they were saying, "Oh, Doctor Strange is going to be the first like horror movie in the Doctor Strange, the Multitude of Madness is going to be the first horror movie in the Marvel universe." And when you watch it, it's like, I guess. I mean, it's got
Kinda.
horror elements, but like, we want a horror movie. Like, annoyingly, the first big superhero movie that sparked all this off was Blade, right? And
Yeah.
Blade was 100% a horror movie. Like, people rented that movie because I used to work in a video shop, and I remember when Blade came out. Like, people didn't come in here into the video shop, asking for it because they wanted a superhero film or an action film. They came into the video shop because they wanted a horror movie, and I was like, "Watch this! It's just great." Um, and yeah, they were always like, "Yeah, that was badass." It's like, right, because the horror elements were
Oh, yeah,
like
that's why so
really,
many people enjoyed the first one.
yeah, yeah. Blade was an amazing movie, and it pulled in the horror crowd who wanted to see like creepy vampires dancing in nightclubs covered in blood. But yeah, it was so good, and even kind of redefined the whole turning into ash thing when they get killed and stuff like that. It just looked good. It was a great movie. It was a great horror movie at the time, and yeah, once that film did well, people thought, well, maybe Spider Man can make a good movie. You know what I mean? That's what time
Yeah.
was like. They did Blade before Spider Man, and now the Blade TV series that they had like an Oscar-winning actor to play Blade, they failed to make it because they wouldn't just keep to their horror roots, you know?
Yeah.
And after like 4 or 5 years in production hell, yeah, they just cancelled it because it became embarrassing. Yeah.
That sucks.
i- if you're gonna do a horror film, just do the horror film, but don't hold back. It's like there's a little voice in the back of your head saying, should I be doing this? It's like then maybe maybe you need to question what are your reasonings behind doing the horror film.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good point, and you're giving me good pointers 'cause, I don't know if you've seen I started my own, horror short channel for YouTube called Tomography.
Hmm.
The first one I did, it's just me fucking around. It's called Sunder. I don't have any no gore. I wish I did. I wish I fucking had gore because the plan for the victim that I had to play, it was gonna be fucked up, but I was like, ah, shit, I don't have the materials. I don't have anything to do this. Fuck it. I'll just add it in some way. And yeah, you're making me think. All right, well, with the next ones, I'm gonna go further into it.
Yeah, yeah, nice one. Like I look at the ones that, like I said, the ones that I really, really love. Like uh, Peter Jackson's Brain Dead. I think that one's again, or I think it might be Dead Alive in the States. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
it's such a perfect movie, like from the the comedy, the gore, the horror, the kind of the even like the action scenes when it comes to the priest. It's such a great movie, and it's because for every single one of the scenes that Peter Jackson worked on, like he was fully up for doing it. and um and yeah, and it shows, and that's why people were willing to then give him millions to work on the Lord of the Rings or King Kong or whatever franchise he gave. But no, want Peter Jackson back in his horror, in his horror era. That would be nice.
so like how Guillermo del Toro is with all his movies.
Guillermo del Toro. Okay, I love Guillermo del
Oh
Toro. I I just think that he's managed to make that movie about the monster being misunderstood and the real victim the whole time, whilst man is the real monster. He's made that movie like 20 times. and, and, um, because like Hellboy, I loved Hellboy, and Hellboy is all about how monsters, they're just, sometimes they're misunderstood, you know. But man, no, that's a real bad guy. But then he made, I've been, I don't know, I suddenly lost all of them. Crimson Peak, is that right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Crimson Peak, where the monsters are actually really sympathetic and misunderstood, and it's the humans. They're the real, the real monsters. And now he's made Frankenstein, which is a film that really that makes Frankenstein sympathetic, the monster sympathetic, and it's man that's the real monster. And it's like, okay, so he's done this again. Gotcha. We get it. We get it. And what's the other one? The one with the water one. The one with the
The
fish
Shape
man.
of Water.
Shape of Water, yeah, where the creature looks monstrous, but he's just misunderstood, and it is man that's the real monster when you think about it. But then, Devil's Backbone, with the ghost kids, it's like yeah, the ghost kids are scary, but the real monster in this is man. The Pan's Labyrinth. I mean, to be fair, the monsters are also terrifying in that. But man has done bigger atrocities than the Pale Man did. So, yeah, I get it. It's just that I know that if there's going to be like, if you told me I've got this secret Guillermo del Toro movie that no one's ever seen, like, I don't need to see it necessarily because, like, just tell me what the monster looks like and I'll know the movie, right? It's like
Yeah.
oh, he had like bat wings and he had like three faces, and each face depicts, one depicts the past, one depicts the present, and one depicts the future. And it's like, it's like, all right, okay. But can I ask you a question? Does it turn out that the monster's misunderstood and actually really sympathetic, and the real monster is the people? And then you'll be like, well, yeah, but like, it's like I've seen it, let's just see the visuals. But please, I do love Guillermo del Toro, and I hope he keeps making movies. I know I don't rush to see them anymore. Um, uh, I know that wasn't a question. I know you just mentioned Guillermo del Toro, but I had to
Now,
throw
I opened a can of worms for you. You've been wanting to say.
You did, because I still no, he's still a master. He's still
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. He's still great, and I think everyone's always gonna remember their first Guillermo del Toro movie, and I think that's why I'm happy for him to keep going. I just think, yeah, I yeah. He's a lovable guy. He's absolutely incredible and very, very talented, and he helps hold the horror genre up as something that's more than just blood, gore, and scares. He makes the horror genre into something that's like art. Um, but in the same way that Edvard Munch painted Scream like three times, I think Guillermo del Toro is repeating the same points over and over.
You bring up a good point. I'm not gonna lie, you bring up a good point. And yeah, same thing. I do enjoy his work. I do enjoy all of it. So far, all of it that I've seen, I enjoy. I'm not gonna act like if I know every single fucking thing he did, but everything I've seen so far actually is enjoyable.
Mm.
Like the hell, Pinocchio, the stop motion
Yeah, yeah,
claymation one, like that. I enjoyed it. Uh, same thing. Man is the monster. But yeah, I get what you. You know what? Now that you said it, I'm not putting money on it, but that'd be funny if his next film is like, oh, the monster is not just misunderstood. The monster is actually the bad.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd put money on it. I'd
Oh,
put
fucking shit.
like one day, like if Guillermo del Toro comes out one day with a movie where it's like you know what, he could be setting us up for the best surprise movie. where he releases a movie where we expect the monster to be super sympathetic, but then but then twist. Actually, the monster is this horrific, worse than life kind of like creature, and it's humans that were misunderstood. We assumed that the humans were going to be the bad guys in this, but yeah, the monster actually turns out to be 10 times worse than the story was alluding to, and I'd be like, fair dues, well played, Gilno.
It's just been one big setup so that way he could blow your fucking mind.
Yeah, yeah, that would be mad.
That's a lot of money for just one setup.
Worth it.
You know
Completely
what? The
worth it.
creatures and everything in his movies, even like all the effects for the show, Cabinet of Curiosities, it all looks good.
Totally, 100%. Like he's an amazing director, but also got a great eye. I remember listening to all the commentaries and about when he was making Hellboy, and all the like the sketchbooks and the notes that he does, which I totally love, and I do the same. Like I've got sketchbooks and sketchbooks of like whenever I sit down to do a Blu-ray cover, I do I do like like 10, 11, 12 different kind of like thumbnail sketches of what the cover could look like. And, when I'm watching the film, I'll take one of the elements and I'll just, expand on it and maybe do a little bit of a watercolor kind of feature just to break up the monotony of the sketches. So I've got sketchbooks like for like my entire collection of covers that just show how I came to that idea. And the fact that Guillermo del Toro does the same thing, but like at a level so much higher with so much detail because like my sketches, it's not meant for other people to look at. Like no one should look at my sketches. Um I, that they're for me and for me only as I'm wrestling with the idea. But Guillermo del Toro, when he does it, it's like they publish it. You can buy his Hellboy 2 sketchbook, and see exactly what he was thinking when he was like, oh, the markings that are engraved in their face and the ornate details in their armor and stuff like that. It's an amazing amount of work, and I know I joke about about like I feel like Guillermo del Toro actually believes monsters exist and that they watch his films, and he's trying to convince them that like he's safe. If you need somewhere to go, come to me. I'm the only person who believes in you.
Dude, that's
That's
probably why his house has so much horror memorabilia.
it's so that when they turn up, they're gonna be like, you know what, this does feel like home. You know what I mean? It's yeah. I think that's it. I think that's it. He's setting himself up as an ally. That's what it is.
Well, you know what? Hopefully it works out for him then. And all these creatures, in the movies, like, oh, like they're people eaters or some shit, or especially in the show Cabinet of Curiosities. Holy shit!
Mm,
Um, just like in that, just these things eat people and everything. So it's like, oh well, hopefully it doesn't turn out like that.
yeah. Oh
Because
yeah.
holy shit,
Which one did Guillermo del Toro make? Because I think they were all made
I
by.
think he just hosted it, right?
Oh right, did he? So he did, I know. Yeah, he definitely hosted it. Did he not make one of the shorts?
Let me see. Since I have Google,
Because I
I'm
believe
gonna
the
use
last
it.
one. I think the last one was done by Jennifer Kent. Uh, I believe, who did the Babadook. I think she did, but I could be completely wrong. Um,
Let me see. It says Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
yeah, because the first one was with the guy who buys lockers, um, if I remember. Oh my god! There was the one with the guy who was
The
doing.
first episode is Lot 36.
Yeah, that's the guy who opens the lockers.
Yeah. Second one is Graveyard Rats. Wizards. That was fucking crazy. The
Um,
Autopsy.
yeah, the
I,
autopsy. Yeah, I remember that one. Oh yeah, there was one that was the Lovecraft story one, I think, where the with the painting.
I think there's a couple. I think Graveyard Rats is his. Is H.P. Lovecraft? I think it is.
Okay,
I think so. I could be wrong. Pikmin's Model. That one's
well,
Lovecraft.
that's the one with the painting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one was really
Yeah.
good. That was cinematic. That one. I don't know who directed that one, but that was really really well done.
Let's see. I could I could click on it right now. Let's see. Who the fuck directed it? Maybe it'll pop up. Directed by Keith Thomas.
Keith Thomas. Okay.
Yeah.
Of what fame? Like what's
I don't know. It just says
the
directed by
name
Keith
doesn't
Thomas.
spring up. But yeah, that was a really really good episode. Um, Everything from the artwork to how the artwork was presented and the kind of the creepy atmosphere, the gothic feeling of the building that they're in. Yeah, and then that ending was it did not let down. It was such a good ending. Yeah, for a show, for a TV show, effectively like a Goosebumps series or something. It was brilliantly done with some great stories and directors. So yeah, I think
Oh
it's really
yeah. It felt like Tales from the Crypt type of show. Obviously that was pretty much the fucking idea. It was like Tales from the Crypt, and I enjoyed it. I wish they did stuff like Tales from the Crypt again. That Outer Limits, Tales from the Dark Side, shit like that. But yeah, let's see. He Anastasia, that's what he looks like. Actually, you know what? You would probably like the painter that did the paintings uh for for that episode for Pikmin's Bottle.
oh, okay.
Vincent Pross. Vince
Vince.
Pross.
Okay, I will
Um
actually. You know what? I don't know why I didn't look it up at the time. Um, Vincent Pros. Oh my. Okay.
yeah, he's done the concept work for the movie Smile. When I met him at Monsterpalooza, um, he was swearing a lot like me. He even said like, "Oh yeah, I swear a lot." So I tried to get him on the show, but I think it kind of deterred him because he's like, "Oh yeah, I made the concept for like the Smile creature and the entity and all that shit." And I told him I didn't like the movie. I told him I loved the creature for Smile, but to be
Are you
honest,
talking
I
about,
did not like the story.
the first smile or the second smile? Sorry, just to clarify.
The first one.
Okay. What
He
did you
did
think
the
of the second?
concept work for the
What did
first
you
one. I
think of
think
the second one?
I think he also did work on the second one. He
What did
did
you
the
think of the?
concept work for
Okay.
for he showed well he had it for sale like the prints little
Hmm.
copies. He had one of the paintings. I think that's who from Pikmin's model behind him.
Nice.
So seeing these big ass paintings was just honestly sick. Then what the hell
Yeah.
was it? Finding out he also does the artwork for Magic the Gathering, the cards.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He also does that. It's like holy shit, like dude, geez. So yeah, you would definitely love seeing his work. It's fucking crazy. We got one of his concepts for the Smile entity,
Oh yeah.
and
Because
we got it in the living room. We framed that shit as soon as we could because it's sick. It's like when it's like tearing the skin down, you see the layers of mouths and everything. It looks fucking sick.
the creature design
But
is
yeah,
absolutely incredible in Smile, and Smile 2. I definitely preferred Smile 2 from Smile 1, and I think it's because Smile 1 it was kind of a little bit mean spirited by the end of it. You kind of like you just feel really sad for a film called Smile. Like if anything, I think that the actor deserved to survive by the end. The character, sorry. Um,
yeah,
especially given her specific origin story and the things that she experienced. she should have been equipped to have found some way to save herself. So to see her die at the end, it's like after everything that's, I mean, obviously, spoiler if you haven't seen Smile. Sorry, it's a bit late now. Um, but
It's been
and
out for a while.
but that's why I think that Smile 2 is a better movie because it has like that much more interesting and unique style and appearance aesthetic that ties in better with the character, and it kind of makes the ending, like, as visually epic as it is, kind of it fit, you know. um
Yeah.
so yeah, if you haven't seen Smile 2, um yeah, give it a go. I think, again, creature design brilliant. um
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, that end scene is iconic as far as
It's funny because I mean, even though I told the pros that I didn't like the movie. I love the creature. I love the entity. I love the design of it. Majority, I just enjoyed the creature. I wasn't a fan of the story. It was like, okay, so you're going crazy. It's you're freaking out. It's a smile, and it was like I don't know. I really didn't. But that's just me. That's me. I just didn't. Sometimes it depends on the person, and it just didn't hook me in like it did a lot of people. And
it
yeah,
felt.
I would recommend anybody go and watch it. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. That's completely up to you. Even for the second one, me and my wife, we saw the second one, and yeah, there were moments where it got trippy, but it still didn't get me.
Hmm,
it still didn't. It still didn't put its claws into me. It just was like, all right, yeah, I do enjoy the creature and the ending, the reveal of it. That was interesting. It was a
hmm.
trip. I did enjoy seeing that, but I don't know, just the story didn't do it for me.
I think the big problem about the second one, I think, is that it's like it's just, like, this far away from being a kind of like it's all been a dream this whole time kind of thing. Whereas, like, well, hang on a
Yeah,
second, when did the real what's been happening this whole time? You know what I mean? Because
yeah, that
it's a head
I think
wreck.
that's what killed it for me for the
Yeah,
second one, because it's that has always been I guess you could say it's a pet peeve for me because it's like you go through this whole story and it's just fucking crazy. It's like this show, Grotesquerie. Uh, Gully Julie started watching it. My wife started watching it, and I caught it a little bit, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm getting invested. It's actually interesting. And then it got to a point where it said, oh, this was all in her head. It was all a coma. She's actually a piece of shit person, and none of these people really do. What the fuck was going on in her head? So what the fuck has been going on? Like, what the hell?
yeah,
Why? Why is that such an easy out where it's like, oh, well, none of this even matters. You've been
yeah,
watching this and none of it matters.
yeah.
So we'll
Because
just pick up from here.
I think for a good horror, for a really really good horror film, it is one that stays with you after you've watched it. And but like I would say, the caveat there is that it you need to feel like you're enjoying the exploring. And I hate to keep on bringing it back to Terrifier again, but like after you've gone through the kind of like the laughing and the at the kind of like crazy gore situations and stuff like that, there's there's little bits of lore scattered around that you start dissecting and going, wait, what's that mean? What's it mean when his eyes glow yellow? What does that mean? So you believe that behind the scenes there's a plan and there's things going on and stuff like that. But after watching Smile 2, again, like the final visual is like, all right, okay. But then as you're walking away from it, you're like, hang on a second, that doesn't make sense. And then because now that doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, and that doesn't make sense. So again, me and my wife, when we watched it, it's like, well, when did the like illusion begin? When did she stop seeing reality? And what was happening at the time? Because she's now on stage at this point. complete spoilers. I'm sorry. Go watch Scream 2. That's Smile 2. Sorry. So
Yeah,
so at this point, she's on stage and she spent like a week like rehearsing, like doing the dance routines, and everyone in her team is like like fully convinced that she's going to do a great performance.
yeah.
So has the demon been like puppeting her like throughout like a training schedule while she's like in her own mind, kind of running around trying to stop it? Like, is the demon like into dance? Is that what this is?
The
um
entity's just doing the whole bit, dancing the whole time and everything. Just
yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's a good point.
yeah. What's everyone else's like experience, in the film? Because we're seeing only her experience, and she's an unreliable narrator of her own story. So
Yeah,
what? Yeah, what's the reality here? So if there's too many kind of questions like that, it's like, okay, that just sounds like you didn't work it out.
yeah.
So anyway,
You know what? I don't know what that. You know what that made me think of. Oh, actually, before I get to that one, before my laptop died because I didn't charge it.
oh,
um, I looked up Keith Thomas. He directed The Vigil and
good film.
what the fuck was it? Oh, The First Omen.
Wow, so a Christian horror film and a Jewish horror film. Interesting.
I guess so. So he
Huh.
did those, and in between was Cabinet Curiosities.
Wow, nice, nice. All right, okay.
That's what it showed. He did good for Cabinet Curiosities for Pikmin's model. So I mean I'm not complaining. So
Yeah, I mean it's a
keep it up, dude.
highlight in an already great series. Um,
Yeah,
that's not easy. That's not easy. So well done.
yeah. The thing that made me think of was how you said how it was asking the questions. When did it like kick off? When did it do this? I don't know. That made me think of the movie Fight Club
Uh-huh.
when he's when it's all in his head and it makes it clear that yeah, this is all in his head. Like, well, what the fuck was happening while he was interacting with him, while he was doing this, and how it shows it, where he thinks he's actually talking to somebody, passing a beer, and just drops because I don't think he gets the beer back, and he just passes it over, drops it. He thinks he's talking to somebody else. He's like, he's actually, he's actually fucking that woman, and she's like, "Who are you talking to?" And it just shows him right there. And it's like, what the hell's wrong? Like, who the hell? I thought that was interesting, showing that if they would have done something like that for Smile 2, maybe that would have pulled me in to like, oh, so shit. So this is what was happening in reality. Because when it got to that point for me watching that, it was like, okay, yeah, some trippy parts. And then when
Mhm,
it turned out none of it happened, it was like, what the fuck?
mhm. Can I ask you, since we're talking about Smile 2, and this is probably the only time I'll ever have a conversation about Smile 2 with someone else.
Go for
Um,
it.
Based on the rules that you were told through the first two movies, what is your expectation on what happens at the end after, I don't know, 10,000 people witness the death? Because I wasn't under the impression at any point that the creature could multiply itself over multiple people's minds. I felt like it's a single demonic entity, so could only go into one person at any one given time. Kind of like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me that they're all now going to die in the next few days by committing suicide in front of people. Sorry, I noticed I'm saying more and more words that YouTube don't like. Um,
It's all
uh,
right.
so- Fair enough. If you're happy, then okay. Um, so, so yeah, I didn't get the impression, based on my experience with the monster for two whole movies, that it was going to multiply itself over everyone. I got the impression that it can only go into one person. We literally watch it at one point going out of one person's eye as they die and into another person's eye. So I got the impression, yeah, there's still only one person being possessed.
Yeah, now that you know what, now that you mentioned that, because it does at the end of Smile 2, it does give the implication that, oh, because the rule is if you're viewing this person kill themselves after they've been fully consumed by the entity, by the demon, whatever the fuck it is, after it's being consumed and it kills itself, well, it kills the host, that the viewer gets possessed. It seems like that's like a disease. At least that's what I was thinking. It's like getting coughed on with somebody fucking COVID. It's like, oh well, shit. Okay, I might have this, but with this, it's guaranteed. And you brought up a good point. If it has been singular the whole time, and at the end it drops the implication that it's going to end up spreading through millions of fucking people when it's just been spreading through only individuals.
Mhm.
How the fuck would that work?
Yeah, because I think like, and why wouldn't it have been ever been able to kill itself, its host, in front of more than one person prior to this? Like in the first movie,
Oh yeah.
we watch it douse itself in petrol at a petrol station, and then set itself on fire. Um, like, couldn't there have been more than one person there then who saw all that happening? You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
I never felt, and I never felt at any point that it could multiply itself. It's not like Sadako's curse in The Ring, because that's how Rings ended when somebody uploaded Sadako's video to the internet, and now Sadako is apparently going to be appearing. Yeah, because previously they already pointed out that like five kids could watch the video at the same time, and all five would die at the same time. That's different. But this demon from Smile Two shouldn't be able to multiply itself. It has an ego. It has like this oneness to it. So yeah, I don't think it can it can multiply, which then brings up the same question: like, can Freddy Krueger be in multiple dreams at the same time, or can he only be in one dream at any given time?
For Freddy Krueger, it seemed like that for him, that seemed like, it was only one at a time because they were always getting picked off one by one,
Uh-huh.
and it was like the fear was, like, increasing as one died, they got more scared because, "Oh,
Exactly.
they died by Freddy Krueger." So, the fear built, 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 it got worse, 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 until they were all dead or he got his ass handed to him like a goddamn puppet getting thrown around on stage,
Right.
which is hilarious to see him get his ass kicked. Poor Robert England, but it's funny as shit. Um, but for the Smile entity, um, yeah, it does seem like it is more personal for the story. It does seem like it's more personal where it's focusing singularly on one. So that yeah, that does like what the fuck? Because at that point it would just be like an epidemic of psychotic fucking behavior that would end in just a massive suicide.
Yeah, but also like a very impersonal one, because I think the beauty of the Smile films, I guess, is that it's the personal trauma that the individual characters went through prior to having someone off themselves in front of them, right? So
Yeah.
the main girl from the second film, witnessed everything, but also is a very chaotic person. So that when the demon inhabited her, went, wow, I've got this entire playground to play in. I can actually do stuff with this one. This one's gonna get messed up, right? Similarly, the girl in the first film with everything that happened to her mum, there's a lot of trauma that was there already. So by the time the demon had occupied her, it's like, yeah, this is great fun. But like all the all the but what the all the kids that were at the girl's concert in the second film, they were all probably reasonably happy kids. So it's like,
Maybe.
what's the demon gonna do occupying the mind of a kid? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, I don't
That
know.
man. You're
because I
bringing
have
up good points, and it's making it ask more questions, but it's not providing any sort of fucking answers from the film.
right. You're just waiting to find out from a third film. Have you got an idea? and if
Yeah,
there is no, and if there is no third film, it's because they didn't. Right? It's like it worked to an extent, but only on surface level. And yeah, great monster, great creature design, great, great. But then, like again, after the credits rolled, you're just sitting there going, "Hang on, this doesn't, this doesn't make any sense at all."
yeah, because the first film it is like a lot more personal. Second one, it still feels personal because it's only happening to her. She's losing her fucking shit. But
Mhm,
then it does that does bring up the question is what's gonna happen after?
mhm.
And it doesn't make any fucking sense.
right, exactly.
It just doesn't. You're like, huh, well, that sucks. It's just gonna spread and it's but if it's only singular, and yeah, you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what? You did bring up a
It's
point.
not.
Her
That's the
fans
thing.
are children too.
It's not going to spread. I think if in my mind, if there was a sequel, yes, everyone is going to be traumatized by witnessing that on stage. But the demon is going to be only picking out the most juiciest person with the most flavorsome trauma in their past, in the
Huh.
entire crowd, and then say, right, I'm going to use this one for now.
One way to start it off then, if they're gonna make a third one, I don't even know if they're gonna make a third one. I never pay attention to it because, as I said, I'm not really a huge fan of the story. But if they do make a third one, how to make it really messed up, how to show that like this entity is really, really screwed up, would probably it would God, it would probably have to happen to a kid. Where like, it would be like on the news, like this happened, this poor child fucking they did this to themselves, like so whatever the fuck. Maybe walked into traffic, something fucked up, something really messed up. And then like somebody else started acting crazy and it just like bounces person to person to person. That's the that's the only way I would think that it would be like it would be fucked up. It would add a different layer to it. Because yeah, it wouldn't be able to go
Hey,
multiple
I don't know what
bodies.
that is. That's like I guess like maybe. I mean, it's a tough one, right? Because like you don't anytime kids are involved in horror, um, there's a delicate line between like having fun at their suffering and wanting to
Yeah,
protect, right? Um, or generally just hating them. I think that's the triangle, right? So, like
yeah,
for example, with Rob Zombie Halloween, when Michael Myers just kills that bully, and he's like crying and crawling on the floor and stuff like that. It's still a kid, right? But
yeah.
like, screw you. You've convinced me to hate you. Um, but generally, kids um, tend to be innocent, I guess, or vulnerable, and you kind of like. I've been watching Welcome to Derry.
Oh yeah, I've actually been enjoying that, and it feels like Pennywise, it is more violent. Hearing it chew on a kid was like, holy shit, they didn't put that in the movie.
That first episode was like, I mean, first of all, like the birthing scene in the car was like, oh my god, that I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
I haven't seen that in a movie. Never mind, like in a TV episode, HBO episode or whatever. But like the way that first episode concluded, I was stunned. I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing this now. And I think for a while as a horror fan, we always accepted that kids were safe in movies. Like Georgie and the it was always like that one rare exception. But I
yeah.
think we've moved into a point in our lives where we can all honestly say our kids aren't safe. So, they shouldn't be safe in horror films either, you know? Uh, and so it's shocking to see, um, but it has to be treated carefully because it's it it's difficult to see still. And I remember like Fulci was famous for his like eye trauma movies and stuff like that. And it was such a rarity to see like eye trauma that like it would repulse you.
Yeah.
But you become like oversensitized, sorry, desensitized to it, like after like so many movies keep doing the same things. I mean, the video nasty era in the UK, like decapitations were huge. Like if a head got decapitated in a movie, it was like, oh, but surprisingly, it happened few times, right? Um, but you know, yeah, we always used to love the decapitation scenes, but now decapitations, like whatever. That's like, have you seen Terrifier? Like decapitations aren't the best bits. It's always like the more imaginative kills. And I think if we get to a point where a child suffering in a movie or a TV series or something like that becomes boring, then it's like then humanity is the real monster. That would be wild. Again, it'll be a sad time if, and that's why I don't think I want to see a horror film where a child is suffering from trauma. And I guess, yeah, yeah, that would.
It's
I don't want to live in
it,
that world.
it's funny, you know what? It's funny that you said that. You reminded me of well, I'm working on a second horror short, and it just reminds me of a scene that I wanted to do, but I just couldn't find anybody to actually like play the part. Uh, since I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to fucking say it. It's I asked my nieces if they wanted to be a part of it,
Hmm.
and none of them were interested. So I was like, all right. But the scene was for the all right for this little cinematic universe I'm fucking building. It's supposed to be anybody is on the table. Anybody, no matter the age, race, sex, whatever the fuck, everybody's on the table. It could be anybody is the victim. Anybody could be.
It's the ultimate diversity. There you go. You've
Yeah,
found
it's just
true equality.
everybody.
Well done.
And
You
the
fixed
point of the second one is like you're limited to how you can travel. And you have to feel it has to feel claustrophobic the
it.
entire time. So it's not outside at all. It's like indoors completely. And the scene was it's supposed to be like somebody just the main character, my wife, she just how she shows up in a new location. She sees the scene was set. She sees like a kid crying and freaking out, but she only sees the back of her. And I wanted it to be like an adorable little girl, somebody that like obviously, like you said, you would feel like, oh man, I want to help this kid. I want to help them. I want to protect them. But when she turned around, I wanted to be where she had no fucking eyes, where she was just basically just her eyes were taken out and she was just left there just to die slowly on her own, just like starve to death. And
Wow.
it was supposed to be like that fucked up that just the thought that like holy shit, even children are not safe with in this whole thing.
Mm.
And to the point where she sees it, she freaks out and just immediately like, holy shit, if I do anything to help this person, I can't do anything to help this person. I'm gonna die too. Anyway, if even if I try to help, I need to leave. So it's like it's that fighting the urge. They're like, I want to help, but I'm gonna get fucked up if I try to help. It's like, oh, what do I do? That type of moment I wanted to be in the little short that I'm doing. And since I'm not able to, I could talk about it.
Why aren't you able to?
Well, I'm not able to. I don't have anybody else to ask with little kids. Like I asked family members because uh well, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, they have daughters. So I was like, you know what? They're adorable kids. Would they want to do it? Because like they do like school plays and everything. And yeah, yeah, they're kids. They have fun and do all this shit. So I figured, you know what? Maybe they'll have fun doing this. It's not going to be super serious. It's not going to show the gore. The one thing that was going to sell it was going to be my wife's reaction,
Hmm.
where like she sees it, she freaks the fuck out, and when she like runs to try to leave. But like I said, confined, she's gonna be like, she had no eyes, she's just in a panic, and describe what she's seen and just freak the fuck out at the fact that that happened. That was the whole scene. And brother-in-law, he said, "Oh, I'll try to do it. I'll try to make it look like no eyes and everything." So we asked, all of us asked, and they said, "No, I'm not interested."
Hmm.
I even changed it to, instead of the child being the victim, the child was going to be an entity solely on her own, where it's like she's just a part of this little pocket universe type of shit. And she's like stepping on my boundaries, on the character's boundaries, where it's like, this is my victim, get your own.
Mm.
And so she was supposed to be like crying, freaking out, like, I want to go home, this type of shit. Where again, that maternal instinct, that parent instinct, where you're just, I want to help. I really want to help and take care of you. But then at a certain point, she just snaps out of it, just goes plain, and then just walks away and disappears into the darkness. And when like you look for her, she's just gone.
Hmm.
So it was like, dude, that would have been so fucking crazy just to imply that there's something worse around here. But no, they didn't want to do it. So I had to change that scene.
Yeah, I think I think it can still be done. Like you just need to get the right parents with the right kid, right? I mean,
Yeah.
did you see the music video to "Kids" by MGMT? Uh,
Uh,
it's the one with like a baby, right? It's and like all these monsters are kind of like these horrifically like deformed like people are kind of
oh, I
like
know what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. And it starts off with the baby in a cot and all these like creatures with like really cool kind of prosthetic effects are like "Rah," like that, and like
Yeah.
crying. And it's like when you're watching it as an adult, it's like, oh my god, how did they film this? But then they actually did a making of video, and like the mum is right, and also like when they're not filming, they're like playing with the guys in the costumes and stuff, and the kid's not scared. Um, so it's like it's first of all, it's wild that kind of obviously how it's edited and how it's put together is like we just perceive it as we're meant to, whereas the reality is a lot safer, obviously for the kid and stuff. Most of the time in these horror movies, when kids are involved, they're having a blast. They're actually like enjoying being in these situations and stuff. Uh, if you've got a parent of a horror fan parent who would loves the idea of their kid being in a horror movie or in a horror short, that's great as long as you create that safe environment and it doesn't feel too creepy for them.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it can still be done. I don't want you to be uh discouraged from doing it if that is the vision and the image that you want. If you want to, you know, an eyeless child as a kind of as a monster figure, I am pretty sure there are some horror fans out there who would love to see the little daughter kind of putting on some prosthetics and going or whatever. You just edit it right, you know. I think
Yeah.
I done. Don't be discouraged. It can happen. It can
I
happen.
don't know, I'm not discouraged. I ended up putting it, I was like, okay, well then I gotta rewrite it. And like I spitballed the ideas to my brother-in-law, to my wife, and we were just going back and forth. So I rewrote the scene. I'm not gonna say what the fuck it is now, but
Okay.
it's back to the eyeless part. And now it's not a kid, it's an adult. And it's just gonna make it, I want it to just be creepy for a different reason now.
Okay.
Now instead of that, like for my wife, it's not gonna be that maternal instinct. It's not gonna be like, oh, I want to help this person. It's just gonna be like, get the fuck away from me.
Hmm.
Or the character is still gonna be the victim, and they're still in a bad situation, but now it's just Like it's either me or you. I'm getting the fuck away from you. That type of shit.
Mm.
So now it's that one. If it comes down to it, then maybe because I've got oh fuck, how many do I have written? Just for this, I've written about let me see, three more?
Okay.
About three more. Um the third one, hey, maybe the third one will have a child entity that is the, is the worst thing in there. That one's like more madness. The fourth idea, which the fourth idea is not mine. It was actually brought up by a brother-in-law, and we were spitballing, and I finally wrote the fucking script for it. So we're just gonna go back and forth on that for right now. But for right now, with this one, yeah, I think I'm pretty set. But I need to fix the cast. Another thing that's getting in the way, I have no budget. I'm broke as shit. So it's basically people donating their time.
Mm.
So trying to work with schedules and everything is it's kind of a pain for that one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but those are the projects that seem to have the most passion and enthusiasm for it. Like the
Yeah.
one, like I said, I was talking before about these films that Uncut TV are associated with and releasing. You know, there's so many films where it's just the bare basic budget, and it's people just doing everything that they can. Like this one guy who has dreams of doing special effects for movies days, so they're just like happy to do their best, like Tom Savini, and just do effects, and it's an experiment with them and stuff like that. And it's as grisly as some of these films are, the very fact that it gets to the end of the completion and it's all packaged up and it gets a DVD or Blu-ray release or something like that, and you can still hear that people were so pleased to be on that film project, and it might be the only film project they ever do, but they did it. And it's normally filmmaking is more and more becoming a process that for people who can afford it, and or people who have like budgets for it. And I don't know, I think it's nicer to see some cool projects being finished and made by people who in theory couldn't afford it but did it anyway. There was a zombie film called Colin. Have you ever seen it? uh
Colin?
yeah, as in the name Colin. It's a zombie film called Colin, and I think it was made for like £10, or like $15 or something, the whole movie. And I remember it got like a 2 disc DVD release, special edition release back in the UK. And yeah, it's a zombie movie from the perspective of a zombie. And
Oh,
it
I think I have heard of that. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like super low budget. It's like in terms of like a zombie, it's just like a person moving like this with a bit of like red sauce down there. But it's filmed really well. And they pulled in everyone that they could to to make these films. And I have such a huge amount of affection for films that, despite the odds, shouldn't that shouldn't exist, do, because purely from the commitment to the gig, to the project. A good label to look up is Visual Vengeance if you're in America. Um,
I'm
uh,
gonna write that down.
Visual Vengeance is an offshoot of Wild Eye, um, and they are releasing like special edition Blu-rays of films that came out in the 90s that was shot like purely on video. Like I think they're called like backyard movies or something like that, where for one summer, because someone managed to get hold of a camera, a bunch of friends made a movie together. Uh, Using whatever they could for special effects and stuff like that. And some of the films are so I don't know, heartwarming, despite like the bad the bad effects, the bad acting, sometimes the bad lighting, and the bad, you know, composition. Like so much of it is bad. But sometimes something comes together, and it's like, oh, you know what? You want to like, good for you. You know, how many times have I watched a film like that came out of like a Marvel movie? And I watched it and went, well, you know what? It wasn't that good, but good for them for doing that scene and that scene. Never. The expectations are too high with a lot of these big studio ones. But I like to applaud anyone who can get a project finished. Um, and if it's close as possible to what their initial vision was, then well played to you. You know,
You make me want to do it more.
good, you should.
Really?
Um, there's- have you ever seen Bloody Body Bus? Oh my god, what's it called? Um, um, Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't even heard of that.
All right. So it was the first film that Visual Vengeance released on their label, and it's a Japanese movie um, where the guy just loved Evil Dead so much um, that he wanted to remake it, um, and it's in yeah, and he did. It took him like 7 years.
Holy
uh,
shit.
and it's just him and this one girl and a guy in a house, and they're just recreating some of the sequences as close as they possibly can with almost no budget. And I'm guessing from the director and main actor's perspective, um, because the guy's clearly a bodybuilder of sorts, or at least a weightlifter type person where he's honing his body exactly. So the whole bloody muscle bodybuilder aspect of it, like he's the Ash character, but he's also a bodybuilder, and it's just and yeah, they just used everything that they could. And I think at the end of the film, instead of like going around with a chainsaw, he's going around with like like weights, and but it's so good. I've watched it multiple times, and anytime a friend comes around and they don't mind watching like a low budget fun film, it is.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. But when you look at that, if that becomes the bar in your head over what you want to achieve, it's like it's so much more easier to envisage that than it is to envisage the newest Evil Dead movie. It's just sometimes it's just getting the film past the finishing post is the only thing you need to worry about doing. Um, like the next film you make is going to be better, so just make the film, just make it.
Well, the idea is it's the idea for all of these is to pretty much do what I can, write what I want to write, get people who are interested, who actually want to fucking do it. If I had money, oh god, I would definitely pay everybody who's a part of it. I
Hmm.
wish, but I'm not even getting paid for it, so that sucks. But
Hmm.
that's the one thing I have been I have been told already that like to contact somebody specifically because they know people who are willing to do it. But
Hmm.
then again, it's again the funding issue. So I wish I could, like, even if I was like, I'll give you $100 to just do it right now, or fucking 50 if you're willing,
Hmm.
just to be able to do these scenes or do these parts because it's gonna take a little bit. The Even for the first one, it took me. I think it took me about a month to actually get the final draft of it because I was going over it multiple fucking times. Like, how should I do it? Do this, answer this way, view this way. Just all that. Just how should I lay it out? How should I play it out? I'm gonna be playing two parts. How the fuck am I gonna do this? Like, all right, well, I gotta do this, and just even though it's like 4 minutes, it was still a bitch to come up with just the a couple of chords to play my on my guitar, to record the voiceover, to do the editing. The scenes were took fuck. It took like a couple hours to actually do all of it. It's only 4 minutes, and it took me multiple hours, and I don't remember how long for planning
Hmm.
just to get it done. But at the end of it, it's like I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy it. It got out. If I could redo it with like actual showing of what happens to the victim, oh, definitely I would do that. Because just the description by itself, I don't know. I enjoyed the description because it's supposed to be like a breaking news like segment. Be like,
Mhm.
oh, this body was found in this city because it was a wellness check or yeah, it was a wellness check. At the end, it explains it's a wellness check. When they go check him, they find him hanging in his like in one of his rooms, just disemboweled, hanging there, just like his intestines are around the room like a spider web and shit. And he's just there, and he barely died when they found him.
Hmm.
So it's like, dude, having that as an actual scene would have been fucking crazy. So if I'm able to go back and do that, I definitely would. But am I happy with what I did? Yeah, I'm happy so far.
Yeah.
So far, everybody enjoys it.
No. Good. Good. Yeah. Keep up the good work, man.
So
Any
yeah,
any tributes more to the horror genre? I'm very enthusiastic for.
yeah, I am enthusiastic, but I'm still just like, oh fuck. Hell, if you were over here, I would ask you if you would do something.
I mean, I think that's what it's all down to, though, isn't it? It's like we like normally. I don't know what it was like for you as a kid, but when you were like the horror kid, the kid who's like was reading all the horror magazines and watching the films, kind of thing, you might have been the only person in like your class who was interested in that stuff. So you never really had anyone to talk to, and that's why I buy a lot of uh, old vintage horror magazines from the 80s and stuff like that. And you can see people writing letters in to communicate to each other because it's like there's just no one to have this like dialogue with, you know, who to
Yeah,
to to really enjoy horror films together. And you know, now social media and stuff like that means that we can form communities and we can, you know, and you know, geography doesn't matter, like where you are doesn't matter, you can still form these communities and eventually like a project can come together over, you know, a shared vision of wanting to do something. There might be someone in the next city over who really wants to get into special effects and has been doing it in their bedroom for like so long, you know, creating masks and stuff, and they just want to, you know, a project to prove themselves. So you know, if they connect with you know, why not? Why not kind of, you know, pool all this stuff together? And I think that's what happens again in Germany. Why there's so much of a such a big underground film industry is that the above ground film industry is just offering nothing. Like no one is like making projects. Like there's like two people making movies in Germany over and over and over again, and it's not doing anything. It's not getting international traction or anything like that. It's just it's not great. But the underground market, because they're so starved and they want to make films, then there's no one will fund their projects. No one will support them. So they're like, sod it, let's just do it ourselves. Uh, Emmerich has a basement. Rudolph has a sister who doesn't mind whipping her top off as long as we don't show her face. You know what I mean? And it's like once you've got all those pieces on the board, it's like, all right, we got a special effects person, we got somebody who knows how to write music on a synth. You know, I think we've got enough pieces here. I'll be the actor as well, you know, so I'll get on this scene, but then I'll jump back on that for this and this. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
that, and then before you know it, you have a 60-minute movie, and they're like chuffed to bits, and then people like Uncut TV or Black Lava end up releasing it as special edition, like all over the world and stuff like that. And yeah, I get pennies for it, but there's a cult. It gains a not even a cult following. It's like such a sub. genre, a fraction of a community that like applauds them and cheers for them and wants to see what else they can do. So off of that, you respond to them, and it's like, all right, I've put more blood in this one and stuff like that, or I've put more violence in this one, and it becomes a bit creepy because like it is it is responding to kind of like the most edgiest requests, but cases, this is the only way these people will be able to make films, you know?
Yeah, I get what you mean about the edgiest requests, 'cause, after, for writing for my own comic book, and yes, I do have a lot that I'm juggling. For writing my own comic book and people seeing it, dear God, so many people were making requests, "It needs this, it needs this, it needs this," and majority of them dealt with sex. Like, I'm not trying to make something only based off of that.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I get that with the whole everybody's requests, it needs to be like this, 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 this.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something tough to balance, but I'm sure you'll make the right decision that fits you at the end of the day. Um, yeah, it would be exhausting. It'd be exhausting to draw only things that other people insist you doing. I guess that's why it's tough for me when it comes to some of these covers for the German Blu-rays, because the ones that sell the fastest are the ones that people reckon will get banned, right? Um, they're like, oh yeah, the German government's going to be coming to get rid of these films easily. Grab one now while you can. And so when they sell out, like I did the cover for, yeah, some of my Terrifier covers, they sold out in like 12 minutes. It's like some of the fastest selling Blu-rays of all time. And
Damn.
because of that, the label takes note of that statistic and message me and says, "We need another cover for this film. Could you also make it as bloody and as violent, as gory as possible?" But the film might not be that bloody and gory, and so I have this difficult kind of issue of like I don't want to lie to anyone. But I also want the film to sell because the director will obviously benefit from the fact that this film is selling. So how do I juggle that? And I think so far I've never I've never lied about the contents of any film. In some cases, I might have, like, for example, when some movies do like a cutaway when you want to see it.
Yeah,
I would illustrate what is missing from the film, because that way, at least when you get to that scene, you have something in your head as to what happened. So I don't mind
yeah,
some doing little things like that. Um, I did a cover for the film Clown. Um, uh, have you seen the film Clown? That's
yeah.
another.
Actually, that piece is really sick too.
Oh, cheers! Because that one,
Yeah,
that right. So for that one, I feel like they did it wrong. They didn't. If I make okay, this is the last movie I'm going to try and fix in my head. Uh, the ending was a massive downer ending when, like, the scene before it in the kids' playpen, whatever it's called, in the Chuck E. Cheese kind of like kids park, whatever. Like
yeah.
that was visually striking with the colorful tunnels and like the kids like crawling through the tunnels, like having fun but getting killed by the clown thing. But he's still
Oh
like
yeah,
a looking guy, just with a bit of like bad face paint on him. And then when they manage to take him home and tie him up, there he becomes like the full monster form. And it's like, well, it's boring now. It's like I wanted to see it when there was high stakes. Now so the finale of the movie is in the basement of the house. It's it's it lackluster. Whereas like imagining that scene where he's gone full monster mode in in a kid's playpen, play pit thing would have been so much better. Now I didn't lie. I mean, it is effectively a scene that kind of happens in the film.
yeah,
It just looked quite as good as that. So, I do think that film failed mainly because they kept on pushing the guy form where it was just the guy in the face paint and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like, nah, I want to see the demon. I want to see the fact that it's a demon because that was what was ace about that film is that he was turning into a demon. So yeah, there's I have my own internal rules about what I like to illustrate on the cover and what I would want for my collection. Because first and foremost, I'm a collector. I wanna own these films. I want to put them on my shelf, but I also want them to look as cool as possible, without lying. So yeah, it's a delicate balance. It's a delicate balance, and the same thing goes when like filming your movies and putting the content in. You know, if you are the recipient of the project at the end of the day, put in what you want to watch and see, and the right people will comment back saying that was ace, man, that was really cool, make more. um Whereas if you keep chasing the people who want things that you don't necessarily want, that's where you go down a dark path. That's the descent into darkness.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard a lot of people actually say that. A lot of artists say that, like in different interviews. I think one of them I seen, David Bowie said something like that. When the artist gets comfortable, that's when their artwork starts to like it's not as good. When they're uncomfortable, when like they're pushing and doing like shit like they would want to do, that's when it's still good. So it's like, yeah, it's something that they would want, something that I would do. So for like my own things, I want something that would make me like make me feel any fucking certain way instead of just, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, like Friday the 13th. Oh, they had sex. Oh, now they're gonna die.
Hmm.
Okay. It's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, well then this is the formula that they've been doing for a while. Okay. And it's like, yeah, sure, it's interesting to watch those movies and everything play out. But then it's like, I don't know. So I would want something to make me like, oh wow, that's fucked up, or damn, why didn't this person do this, or why didn't this happen? Something to make you feel like, what would you do in these situations?
Hmm.
That's pretty much, and that's what I would want to see as well. So
Hmm.
like with the first one I did for Sunder, it's like majority of the time it's all right for that. If I heard something in my house, I'm getting the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna go investigating. I'm gonna grab my pistol and I'm gonna defend myself.
Hmm.
Like that's pretty much it. But for the story for that one is like you're supposed to be alone, so you think you can go ahead and check and like you're comfortable in your own space, in your own home. And then it's just completely fucked up. Like it's just completely backwards. Fun little side thing. I scared the shit out of my cat when I was filming it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just they started panicking only because like for the death scene, it was just like mainly outside. You don't see what's happening. You just hear like the struggle,
Hmm.
and like the victim gets surprised, and just hearing banging on like and stuff in my office. My cat started panicking and thought I was actually in trouble.
All right.
Like they started meowing, coming up to the door, like, what the fuck is going on? And I go out there and they're just standing back, like, the fuck's happening?
I mean, you must have one of the very few cats that give a shit. Uh, I think I remember when I had a cat, we would do all sorts of weird things just to see like what he would react to. So like we would like have someone come in and like faux kidnap me and stuff like that, just to see what the cat would do, you know. And it would just sit there and just watch with that kind of like that frown expression on his face, like he's being inconvenienced. Um, and yeah, like if anyone drags me out of the house, the first thing he will do is just sit there and just go like thinking typical. But then check the food bowl to see how long he's got before he needs to start hunting his own food. And it's like, yeah, cats are cold, man. Cats are cold.
Oh yeah, during the whole time, they were looking at me weird, like, what the fuck is he doing?
Hmm.
Like, what? Why is he? What's going on? They were that judging look, like you said. Yeah, they were just sitting there, just silently judging me while I'm doing everything, setting everything up. But when that happened, they immediately was like, "What the fuck?" because that normally doesn't happen. So they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like they got scared. They're like, "What the fuck is happening?" So that was funny. It made me laugh as I opened the door. I was like, "What the hell?" And they just like, "It's okay." They're just looking at me like, "What the fuck? What's going?" They my male walked up. Was like, "What's going on?" Like, "What's going?" My female, she was standing way the fuck in the back and just looking like, "Should I run? Like, is it time for a run?" So yeah, two different reactions.
It's crazy. It's
Okay,
crazy.
hell. Oh goddamn. Oh, we've been going at this for well over an hour. I will let you go ahead and continue your day, sir. Thank you for being on. This is the end of the episode. If anybody didn't fucking realize it, but yeah, usually it's like an hour long, a little bit over that. Yeah, it's been well over an hour.
I enjoy the conversations. You know, it's like I think all horror fans love talking to other horror fans about their opinions on stuff. So we can sometimes go on a little too long.
Yeah, especially when the conversation is entertaining. It's enjoyable. Like
Yeah,
actually going back and forth, like with Smile. Same
yeah,
thing. I'm not a fan of the story. I do enjoy the creature, but we still were able to have a fucking good conversation about it because well, you're a fan, you enjoy it, but we were still able to go back and forth. It was just I enjoyed it. I didn't
yeah, yeah,
want to be a dick, but hey, I don't want to talk about it. No, it was going good.
yeah, yeah. I would rather spend half an hour talking about a movie I didn't like, uh, a horror movie I didn't like, than any other category or topic. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah,
think getting to the root of why you don't like it is sometimes a really interesting self reflection as well. You know, it's yeah, it's good. It's good. I've really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well. And yeah, the whole self reflection thing. Yeah, yeah, I've been in those conversations too, where it's like, oh man, this should have happened. This should have this, and then you hit it, and you hit that point where you're like, what the fuck? Like, damn, I'm fucked. I'm kind of messed up, aren't I?
Totally, totally.
And you just gotta laugh at it. It's just funny because it's just a movie. It's just entertainment. I don't know why I said entertainment. What the fuck is wrong with me? It's just entertainment. It's just for fun, just for shits and giggles, basically. Even though
Mhm.
sometimes it doesn't make you giggle, it just makes you shit. Um, I I hope anybody liked that. I just pulled that out of me. Um, but but yeah, this is the end of the episode. Thank you very much for being on here. If you don't know this man's artwork, what the fuck are you doing? Go check out his artwork. Go check out the films that he actually makes covers for. And if you're able to get that pillowcase, I envy you right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go go to his Instagram. See it. I'm not even kidding. Go check it out. It's if you love gore, and I know a lot of people are gore whores, you're gonna fucking love it. Because even I do. And I'm not completely a gore whore, but I fucking love it.
Appreciated. It's really appreciated.
Oh man. I appreciate the artwork you do. Oh man.
No,
Uh,
thank you very much for having me.
huh?
Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Thank you for coming back. Usually I'd say this is going to be on YouTube, but hey, it's already fucking here. So remember, like, subscribe, play the bell, stay notified, do all that fun stuff. Check out all the links in the description. Go through all that shit. Go check out the merch over on Threadless. And I'm thinking about going to a different site for that. So for right now, go check it all out on Threadless. All the designs so far are made by me. Hopefully you enjoy them. If you want scary stories, make sure to check out Live with the Afterlife on Spotify and on here. If you want shorter horror stories, so far I've been reading Reddit stories, which what the fuck? Oh, we didn't even get to the second topic. Next time we'll do that one. Um, if you want shorter horror stories, go check out the Reddit stories over on TikTok. They're always a weird fucking thing to go over. So go check all that shit out. Hopefully you enjoy. You want gameplays? Go check out Twitch. And that's about it. I'm gonna go take a warm shower because it's fucking cold in my apartment and I'm starting to freeze. All right. Bye, bloodies.
See you
Thanks
guys.
again, dude.
Bye.
Bye.